I'm DustBunny, and I am the creator and founder of the VR Dance Academy here in VRchat. I've been dancing since I was 11 years old, and I've been teaching dance classes here in VR since 2018. And do 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So move towards each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and turn 2, 3, 4. And that time you just do like a half turn. So I first started to learn how to dance when I was 11 years old. I went to my very first belly dance class, and it was actually an advanced class, and I couldn't participate because I was only 11, I was a beginner, and I had to sit out and watch this class happen. And when I did, I fell in love with the dance, the movement, the costuming, the jewelry, everything. I just really loved all of it, including the music. And so I decided to go to a beginner's class much later, and I continued taking belly dance ever since I was that age. It ended up becoming my hobby in high school. It was my hobby. I loved to just belly dance. I loved to perform at like little auditions or little parties, and I like to show my friends, and I also like to teach my friends how to do belly dance with me. And when I graduated high school and went on to college, I started teaching my fellow peers there as well, just for fun. And then I was asked by a studio to come teach belly dance after they saw a performance. So I taught at this belly dance studio in my college town throughout my college career there. And then when I left and I moved away, I also started teaching belly dance in a local studio, where I taught for about 4 years and had my own belly dance troupe where we performed locally at different events and different places. So I really went from beginner belly dancer to belly dance instructor because I had learned so much, and I just loved doing it.
Vibe is vibrating off on my rocket like whoa, Kimo's hobby, fucking you my favorite hobby. You a bad bitch too, you a G, my lady. You show these other hoes how to be my lady. And it's drip, drop, fall down like a waterfall. The smell of sex is in the air and that is wonderful. I wanna get your body down to the floor. When we're done, I'm probably going one more. Yeah, you love the way I'm working out your core. I know all the spots, baby, I got yours.
Et pourquoi pratiquer aujourd'hui la danse sur VRchat?
So when I discovered VRchat in 2018, I originally played the game in desktop mode, and it wasn't until a couple months later that I realized people had headsets and hands, or hand tracking, and then full body tracking. So when I saw people dancing in the game, doing like hip hop or going to dance clubs, I was really inspired to try it myself. So I got a headset with trackers, and I started dancing at clubs and different events for fun. I was like, wait a minute, I can just transfer what I know from the real world to here in VRchat and start teaching people. So I started teaching belly dance lessons every Sunday over a couple years, like 2018, 2019. It wasn't until the pandemic happened that I actually opened the VR Dance Academy. And circle. And just alternate. Now try to do it without bouncing. So only bending the knees. Woo. Keep your feet flat on the ground.
Pourquoi avoir ouvert une école de danse en VR?
So I started the VR Dance Academy in January of 2022, and the reason I started it was because when I was working at a local ballroom studio, I realized that a lot of studios around the world were closing down because of COVID. Nobody wanted to dance with each other. Nobody wanted to go into a studio. and I was starting to miss dancing with my friends and being in a studio setting. So when the pandemic hit, I decided, you know what, I'm not only going to teach belly dance, I'm going to teach as much as I know to like build that community so that we could still dance together, because I was really worried that going to a dance studio would never be the same again. So I decided to open the VR Dance Academy in response to the pandemic, but it has always been my childhood dream to own my own dance studio. I just didn't think that I would do it in VR versus real life. So it kind of worked out.
Making friends here is sometimes what saves people's lives, or what gets them up out of bed in the morning.
Slow. Quick, slow. If I had confidence that I could teach dance as a living in VR, I totally would do exactly that.
With a long-distance relationship, having VR is a game changer. You can be who you've always wanted to be, and you can, in a way, start over.
We can come together and support each other. This community means a lot to me, and I really want them to know that they're loved.
After appearing in the documentary We Met in Virtual Reality by Joe Hunting, I'd say my VRchat life has kind of changed. I do notice that when I go to public worlds, like if I go to a public DJ event or something, sometimes someone will recognize me and they'll be like, is that DustBunny from We Met in VR? And then they come to me and they're like, oh my gosh, you're so cool, la la la, you know, like fangirling, fanboying. Usually people recognize me from the film more often than I used to be recognized, you know, and sometimes people want to take pictures. But I think the coolest thing about the film, of course, when we were shooting We Met in Virtual Reality, at that time, VR Dance Academy did not exist. It was never mentioned in the film because it hadn't happened yet in the time frame of the film. And it wasn't until after the film came out that I started to get a little bit more students, because of the documentary showed that I was teaching dance lessons like salsa, Latin ballroom, belly dance. So it's been a pretty positive experience from being in that documentary. Thank you for coming. Today we are going to do a belly dance performance for you, also called a hafla. If you've never heard of a hafla is a place where belly dancers go to perform. So I hope you enjoyed the show. So VRchat has a very large community of artists ranging from like DJs, musicians, dancers. We even have graffiti artists and all sorts of different types of art that's emerging in VR. And as a dancer and performer, I'm absolutely loving this type of community because we can all share our artwork together. Even avatar creation is like an art. So whenever I dance and I want to wear a different costume, unlike the real world where I have to like do my makeup and wear a different costume, I can literally just change avatars. So, you know, the artistic expression through avatars, through worlds, changing sceneries, being able to dance in different avatars, different worlds, allows me to express myself artistically in ways that I can't in the real world. And as a dancer, that's really important to me because not only do I teach dance, but I also perform, and that is how I let my artistic expression be released from my body. You know, I like to dance and perform and show that off, so yeah.
Gently for me, such precious cargo you bear. Do you know some way can be free?
Et que souhaiterais-tu accomplir avec la Virtual Reality Dance Academy?
In terms of the future for the VR Dance Academy, I'm really aiming for it to become like a leader in dance education, at least in the VR space, as well as performance. I want to plan to expand our offerings so that we have a wider range of dance styles and skill levels. So not just, the styles that I know, but what other people do, so we can cater to all sorts of different individuals' tastes. And then, being able to offer different classes at different times, because right now I can only do Pacific time, and the difference between having a VR class and a real life class is you have people from all over the world. So you have to cater to the different times. So I can't really teach like time zones in Japan because it's really early in the morning or they're too late. So I'd like to have a wider offering of classes at different times so anybody at any point in time around the world can come and take classes whenever they want. All right, let's do a group photo. Group photo. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So for those of you out there who are interested in learning how to dance, I encourage you to learn more by checking out our website at vrdance.org. We're a very welcoming community. We teach beginner dance lessons every week, Monday through Friday, and sometimes on the weekends. We also host community events. So it's a very welcoming community if you're interested in learning to dance and just making new friends. We want to push the boundaries of VR, and really just focus on dancing and full body tracking. You don't need full body tracking to join our classes though. If you have a Quest headset and you just have head and hands, that's okay. You're welcome to join our classes because they're Quest compatible. So yeah, if you're interested in learning how to dance, I know it can be scary and nerve-wracking for a lot of people, but with the use of VR, it's so much easier than the real world, and it can translate to the real world as well. So come dance with us.